Hi, this is Sidney Armani with the CrowdFund Beat here in the Crowdfunding USA. May 5th, here in the National Press Club, I'm standing with three gentlemen from attorneys, Jonathan Wilson, Mark Wedrak, Marty Tate. Thanks for actually joining us, and you were just speaking earlier. And for audience, CrowdFund Beat, we have May 17 approaching. What's going to happen? Start with you, Mark.
Well, the cherry blossoms are going to come out, I think. But on May 16th, we're going to have the effective date of regulation crowdfunding, or Title III of the Jobs Act, which is the big innovation that allows small companies to raise money from ordinary Americans.
All right. So, Marty, what do you have to say about it?
You know, I think it will be I'm excited to see how it all rolls out. I think there will be probably 5 or 6 hopefully approved portals that will allow it will be allowed to sell these securities on May 16th. Obviously more will follow, but yeah, it's exciting.
Great, over there. Jonathan, what are you going to add on this?
Well, what makes crowdfunding so exciting is that finally technology through the internet makes it possible for a really large number of people to interact around a new business, a company, an issuer of securities, and that's what Regulation CF is going to make possible. And pulling it all together, making it happen, is something that is really exciting for securities lawyers who do this sort of thing for a living.
Do you guys getting a lot of calls right now, because after a lot of people were waiting actually for a Title III be implemented, so you're getting a lot of calls for that actually?
We get a lot of calls. It's been 4 years since Congress passed the Jobs Act and President Obama signed it. It took several years for the SEC to come up with its regulations, and only now in the next month are those regulations finally going to take effect. So for many years we've been telling the story about how it's supposed to work. Now we're getting people who are wanting to see how does it actually work.
What about you?
Yes, I get calls every day from all over the world from people who are excited about this new internet-based way of raising capital, and I can tell you there is an enormous amount of innovation and creative thinking out there that we're just going to begin to see on May 16th, and then it's going to grow from there.
Marty, I spoke to, I should say that but the FINRA is going to be actually, SEC is very easy on it, but FINRA is kind of putting scrutiny on a lot of these portals.
Yeah, so the registration process for the funding intermediaries or the portals, definitely is a process, and I think that as you said, the process of filing with the SEC is rather straightforward. It's working through FINRA. We're working with FINRA right now on a number of companies, and it will be I think they are approaching it with caution. This is a new animal for them. This is not a broker-dealer. This is something entirely different. So they're definitely taking their time to make sure they get it right.
Okay, well, good. You guys are here today for the conference, CrowdFunding USA. What would you have to say for the audience that the next conference they should show up?
Well, this is the big thing, Sydney. So this is what I always say 10 times a day. Crowdfunding, this whole industry, is just the internet. That's all it is, the internet coming to the capital formation business. When the internet comes to a business, it grows and grows and grows. Think about all the industries, travel and taxi cabs and hotels. So we're right now in the very beginning of the internet coming to the capital formation industry. It's just going to get more and more exciting. That's what I think.
Jonathan, final comment?
That's a great way to think of it. We really don't know today what crowdfunding is going to look like in 10 or 15 years, but I can be certain that there will be something called crowdfunding in 10 or 15 years, and it's really getting started right now.
Thank you, Marty.
Yeah, and to build on what Jonathan said, I think that really this is just the next evolution of crowdfunding. Like Mark said, it's going to grow, and I think maybe in 10 or 15 years we won't even think of this as crowdfunding. This will just be capital raising. This is just how it's done.
Thank you very much for being part of our great conference here. And for the audience at home, we have CrowdFund Beat. It's the go-to place for all crowdfunding. The last 4 years, we have all the data. We have Jonathan's articles, we have Mark's articles, we have Marty's articles, and good place with it. The site is www.crowdfundbeat.com. We have great video, including the conference today that we have. This is Sidney Armani at the National Press Club, St. Solon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.